Folks, welcome back for another episode of Our Journeys. We are beginning with Arrakis.npo playing Dagoth against Rensick, the Gladiator, in Tribunal. Sometimes I forget the name of these houses. And Arrakis, we can see, is making his way through the Thief. I had an analogy there, but I'm not going to say it because it didn't sound great. And Rensick already has ascended to the legendary ranks at number 562. We're not seeing a top 10 card, but if you're that far into Legends, well, I mean, we are week 3. So I think this is where a lot of your moderately good players. I'm not saying that Rensick is not moderate. We know Arrakis is top 10, so, and if he hasn't got to legendary, it's not a uniform rule, but typical. Oh dear, that's rough. That is rough.
We will seize our own fate.
Interesting. All right, so this is not necessarily a hide your turtle yourself Telvanni. Turtle Telvanni not Telvanni, this is Tribunal. It works for both. Turtle Tribunal, Turtle Telvanni. You know, you just kind of pack it up, pack it in, and hope your opponent gets bored before before the game goes on too long. Rensick is able to, by the help of the Blood Magic Lord, not Blood Magic Lord, the Hyundai, all the Vowels clan sorcerer, pull the Hand of Dagon. I mean, that's a really high pull right there, and just a snazzy looking card. I do like that. I mean, he's a creepy looking dude. I've said it before. Got the blood dripping off his clawed hands and whatnot, but doggone if that card does not look cool. And he looks a little rigid. I mean, what is it? He's got like a little plate behind his head or something? I mean, I guess that comes in handy if you... I can't think of a reason why you need a plate behind your head. Maybe he whips it out like this when he wants to eat. Like, have you come to submit? Or feed me? Put food on my plate. I don't know. Could be. But it looks good. For the most part. If you ignore the plate behind his head. I'm sure there's some ornamental reason for it. I just think it looks silly. A few, not housekeeping notes, but just something to bear in mind. Let's see, Telvos Magister.
We can help one another.
Warding up his face. And yeah, with all those wards on the board, Rensick is... Oh yeah, is not going to want to trade, he's just going to go for the face. Locked him down.
Day will be ours.
Okay, so yeah, Rensick, this was not a... As I said, obviously it was not a Turtle Telvanni, but it is also not a... It's very much... I mean, it could be mid-range to aggro, or I would say low-end mid-range. So, like, emphasis on the aggression. And Arrakis having to... Yeah, I mean, he could throw another Telvos down there, it's going to absorb, which is good for absorbing some damage. Big old Giant's even better. As it stands, he will take 10 damage, but obviously we know... I was thinking Javelin, but there's such a myriad of options. And you know, I'm not against that. I like running Tribunal, and I think a moderate... I think, honestly, like that's maybe three Edicts and 2 Javelins, just because they're prophecies, and it's a 75 card deck, have that much in there. I think that's a fair amount of Ooh. A lightning bolt to all the Vowels clan sorcerer. And she goes down, sparing himself 4 damage, which could really actually make the difference. He is, well... Alright, so Arrakis, it looks like, was also supposed to be on the aggressive this game by looking at it. Mid-range, low-end mid-range. Mortal Trader. Anytime you got Mortal Trader, it's typically a... And he's going to be able to play Vigilant Ancestor as a guard. That's about it. So he's looking to take 3 from Shadow. And possibly... Without a way to remove it, he'll be taking 3... Okay, does a Tinkering, which is all he's going to need to be able to get lethal from that lane.
Nicely done.
Well played, Arrakis and Rensick. Well done. That is why he is there. But it's good to see Tribunal being played a little more aggressively. And we now join Leachum 894, the Crypt Raider, playing Dominion, not Dominion, gosh darn it, Guildsworn. Guildsworn, support Guildsworn. And he is up against the wall right now versus Waldemar, Emiliano, perhaps Valdemar? I mean, I don't know, Emiliano makes me think something more
So many beautiful
in
things
the
for
Spanish or
potions.
Hispanic type persuasion. So Waldemar, if you pronounce that as a V, that's a little more of the German persuasion, as I understand it. So Waldemar. So I don't know if that would be right or not. Who knows? He's persistent. He is climbing the tower. Leachum 894, tired of the lady, trying to get to the tower. And Emiliano seems to be kind of running out of gas here, but is going to be able to continue to push some damage. Not sure if he's going to risk breaking that next rune and playing his reach. I don't know how much he's got, but looks like it could be. Okay. I mean, I wasn't taking stock of the whole board. Obviously, we see with the elixir there and the skirmisher's elixir there for the golden initiate for the. Oh no! Wow, I was just about to say with at least a 5 to 7 drain creature on the board, Leachum's in good shape, but Waldemar able to. Oh, hey, Giggles! Giggles is here to save the day, folks. Well, at least she is if
We must protect our
alchemy or something gets played. Maybe another elixir. Oh, I can't really play the elixir. Wait, does she get it? I don't think she gets it. I think you have to play a support. I don't think it's activating a support. So she's in a. She Giggles is good, but she's not going to be gangbusters here. Alchemy. I really never see the give your activated supports. So we might see alchemy just to. Never mind. All right. Wait. So you do get it for just playing the? Oh no. What the? What, would it have another alchemy? Had another alchemy card. Okay. Trying to track. Oh, Arrakis, I will be checking in with you right after this game, sir. Just want to, I mean, things sure have never been more tense than right now, so I want to make sure I keep the focus on the game, but I'll be happy to check in and see what exactly. We did see him lose a game there, but I think he has some insight as to why that went down. And Emiliano taking his time, so I guess we'll go ahead and check in real quick with Arrakis. Oh, yeah. I was commenting on the blood magic spell that brought back the Hand of Dagoth, and yes, that was a huge factor. Obviously, the opponent didn't need the health, but a 5/4 with Drain and Ward, 5/4 with Breakthrough and Ward, that's a rough thing to get. So RNG was definitely with his opponent, and in many cases, it really is. I've said it many times before. It could be as early as turn 3. You got the one card that allows you to make the favorable trades, clear your opponent out. And, I mean, in theory, they can recover, but if they go on to lose, it happened right there. That you don't want to see, but that Piercing Javelin may be just what Leachum needs in this particular case. I mean, he has got all the... And I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen that many Skirmishers elixirs. Even in... Granted, I've only really seen Joseph's or C-City's build in support Guildsworn. So I'm not going to use the Javelin right now, or the Goldenrod. But I mean, yeah, he's doing okay. He is closing it out right now. As I am discussing all the whims and willies of what have yous and whatnots, Leachum is just handily swinging things back in his favor, and unless Emiliano can do a heck of a lot with that 11 Magicka, he is donezo next turn. So well done, Leachum. I thought you were going to be in a bit of a tough spot once your Oreo gal got silenced, but you were able to shake things up. And my gosh, that alchemy card, look at that. 8 uses, 9 uses, that's a phenomenally powerful card. And we can see Emiliano did have the ability to push some more damage but he needed Leachum to... I mean, Giggles really saved the day. Giggles was MVP.
Nothing through.
She did the things. I mean, I think she healed him for 4. The potion probably used the elixir. I didn't even notice, but used that once or twice. So definitely brought him back from the brink. Never dropped below 10 HP, so I think the lowest he was at was 11, if I'm not mistaken. 11, 13, somewhere around there. Yeah, so we do see here Emiliano able to push for 7. So had Leachum not been able to heal as effectively as he did, Emiliano may have been... Wow, look at that, yeah. I think Leachum still might have pulled it out, but that alchemy also gave his all his like gold brand, all this stuff. Well done, Leachum.
Training is over. It's time.
And we rejoin Arrakis. I saw that he was still playing. A lot of folks are here right now, but and some of them are playing Arena, but it's solo Arena. And y'all can let me know if solo Arena is good. I've got some feedback. Well, one person gave me feedback, and I'm sorry I don't remember your name, but I got would like to see more of your games, meaning me, Schwaaard, Jesse, and that would like to see more Arena games. Now, let it be known that when I see a versus Arena game, I will jump on that in a heartbeat. That is already kind of a priority because I know people like to see that, and we don't get a lot of that as it is. So, trust me, I am looking out for that. I am going to try to bring those games to you. I don't know about solo Arena. I don't know how y'all feel about that. You can let me know because it does have the dynamics. You never know what stipulations the computer's going to throw at you, what the lanes are going to be doing. But it is against the AI. My understanding is a lot of people don't really care much about the AI or games against the AI. But if that is something you like, let me know and I'll be happy to show it. Honestly, I have not seen as many solo Arena games as I have today. Excuse me. I think we got like 3 people currently playing solo Arena. And my goodness gracious, this may be one of those days that it is not good for me to be watching Arrakis because I mean, he's getting rushed down. I mean, he's got a lot of health. Well, NRO Entertainment, the strategist. That's a weird NRO Entertainment. All caps, the strategist. Oh my gosh, all the fervor. Such a fervent player.
Nicely done.
They missed all.
You can beat to oblivion with you.
Vigilant Giant is going to be huge, and hopefully NRO is not holding on to a piercing javelin. If he is, that's game over. Otherwise, Vigilant Giant should eat up 2 of the 3.
I am ready to join.
Okay. Okay, alright, so we'll get to draw another card as the Candlehead Brawler takes another chunk, and unfortunately, that's lethal in... He's gonna need the Vigilant Giant in that shadow lane. Hand of Dagoth, great, but oh boy, you can't play him. No way to play him there. I mean, maybe Vigilant and Hand of Dagoth, you'll take 11. You just hope that NRO doesn't have that little bit of extra reach, and then you could throw a Sentinel Battle Mace on hand and maybe turn it around, but that's really risky. So right now he's going for the good play. Hopefully it requires a trade of both the 7 and the 6, the werewolf. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't it be amazing? Like, look, it's nothing on. I mean, NRO top 10 player, there's no diss there, and there's the game. But I mean, like, how many times have you been, if you've been playing aggro, you want to push that last bit of damage, but you run out of cards, and then you get somebody, they draw their card draw at the very end. All right, I went ahead and caved. I figured I'd go ahead and show one of the solo Arena games just to see how things are going. We've got K Fluffy, one of the top Arena players in general. Certainly again in verse, I'm not sure how he is against the AI. The AI can be janky sometimes, especially when it creates these wacky lanes because it has decks that are geared towards playing to those stipulations. So if it's like every time you summon a card here, a card in your hand gets an extra point or something, it has a bunch of low cross creatures, whereas your drafted deck may not give you that luxury. So they're not necessarily a given win, but it looks like we saw K Fluffy was... Okay, Arrakis being a good sport, I did suggest, I said, hell, maybe I shouldn't be watching today. And he said no, he couldn't refine removals for Divine Fervor. The douche did not show up. He was living up to his name. K Fluffy is going to crush Dark Beast. Wait. Dark Beast the Skirmisher? That sounds like a player name almost. I'm not as familiar with the names. Alright, we are gonna see if Arrakis NPO can win with me observing. I don't doubt that. I know that he can. I just feel like today it just seems like things are a bit funky right now. But he's off to a good start against Mr. Punk 90 the Mad in the goofy as heck Atronach. And we are looking to see the RNG just be a little bit nicer to Arrakis. Mr. Punk playing an Animule themed deck, it would seem. Themed deck, it would seem. With the crabs and the tigers and the lions, oh my. Probably see a Shadow Shift to spare his Mournhold Trader. And a Daggerfall perhaps in the field lane. Okay. Good to see Vigilant Giant. It's gotten worked around in pretty much every game, unfortunately, but it's good to see him there for that late game card draw and defense. And it's crazy too, because usually Dagoth is the aggressive, is the aggressive end of things, but we've seen, I guess aggro is just on the ladder these days. Yikes, that pit line is beefy. No hand. What are the odds he's got an execute for the Breton Conjurer? It's tough. Tough. But really not a better play, I don't think. I mean, he might lightning bolt the puppers, but... Nice! Alright, those contracts. Bounce that lion back. Nicely done. Belly G, man, that's one of the best mid-range tempo cards. I mean, to be able to bounce, get one of your opponent's cards off the board, or remove one of those bothersome supports, and put 7/4 that needs address. That's the thing. It's not a card that, I mean, what do you call it? Shadow Fen Priest. Also, is a silence removal. It's a 4/4. You can ignore that card if you really want to. It's not an immediate threat. You do not want 7/4 hitting your face. 7/4 with breakthrough, mind you. And obviously, Belly G is in strength, and we know that there are unstoppable rages. Even if you only run one copy, it's just enough that your opponent has to go, I gotta play around that. So we might see ring out into... Don't interrupt me, goat. I swear, I see that goat whiff more often. It's even whiffed on me, and I typically when I make an animal deck, I make sure I've got everything is an animal. Like, I put that keyword in. If it doesn't have that animal keyword, I don't mess with it. Even then, somehow I still manage to get screwed by the goat.
Talking mud crab.
Oh, what a sad little thing to get that. Plus that breakthrough and drain from the alpha wolf, or the whatever wolf. What's the wolf called? I think it's Alpha Wolf. No, Alpha Wolf is the other one. Not gonna save him. Not gonna save him because the goat can't get to the mage. She can take the ward off of the speak to the hand guy and break through for exact lethal.
It has been my honor.
Arrakis taking it home. So yes, it is not me watching, it was just some naughty RNG. And Frequency Rising said he's got a spicy, amazing, mind-blowing new Unrelenting Siege deck. Now, he didn't say any of that, actually, he just said he has a new Unrelenting Siege deck. And so we are going to see how it turns out. Is in casual, tried to queue into the ladder, couldn't find an opponent. So whether it's crazy busy or
What have we here?
something down with the server. I tried for, looked like about a good minute and a half or so, and
I'm all
was
thumbs.
unable to find a ladder game. But a ladder game is just as good as casual. You can come against people that are playing
This one
Top
will
tier.
never forget that.
top tier cards and decks. Maybe just to get the gold. I don't know what the point is.
On warm sand.
Interesting there. I'm not gonna say Chuj, CI Mage, Master of Mirrors. Not gonna. I don't want to say outright that. Maybe new to the game, but typically you don't see a squish for that. Maybe really he's just gotten burned by these opportunists. And I know they can screw you. And we already saw him get very lucky, very fortunate. I mean, I've gone many games with these little guys, hitting 3 or 4 times, and never get to see the one that spawns a card draw. So not at all common, but frequency finding favor with the game gets one right off the jump, and they can snowball, particularly, and they can be very dangerous, particularly in a Unrelenting Siege deck. But frequency needs the Unrelenting Siege. Holy cow! So, and that's kind of a temporary Unrelenting Siege. Lets all these 1-drops hit for 1. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts. And Chuj CI Mage.
Do not.
Gonna be rough to make a comeback from this.
No man can deny destiny.
Good old Martin Septim. Kind of like the Bruce Banner of TESL. If I read the card right, it seems like he transforms into the avatar of Akatosh or whatever it is, the giant 30/30 dragon, which is really cool. But I don't know if that's like he gets replaced by it, if that accidentally kills him, or if that's like he gets really angry and transformed into it. I don't know. I haven't checked the lore. Probably should, but it's sometimes ignorance is bliss. So Arrakis was saying that he'd been playing Unite all this season. As I mentioned in the other video, it seems to be all in vogue now. Ooh, that's a swift counter to put a stop to some of the shenanigans. And there's another really good stop. Frequency really need to find that Unrelenting Siege. Instead, he'll have to settle for Penitus yoinking. I mean, I guess he could, in theory, steal the charge from one of his ones. Instead, he's going to steal the lethal. Okay. That works as well. Probably take out Martin. Although right now, Chuj is having to use all his magicka to stay on top of what Frequency is doing. So I don't know that Martin is really that much of a threat at this particular point. But always good to have a way to take out a critter like him. There's...
What have we here?
These guys, all right, so Chuj may be able to put the brakes on. And the thing is, Frequency, I would say that might have been a misplay only because... Oh, no, there we go. He's got it. Because if Chuj is... Even if he's able to turtle up at this point, all Frequency needed is to get that 1 point of damage so you can play Ultimate Heist. And even if he can only play it on turn 12, it doesn't look like the Master of Mirrors... It feels weird to keep saying Chuj. Doesn't seem like he's going to be trying to break any runes in the immediate future. So I don't think Frequency would have to worry. Although, if he holds onto the ring, he can play it on turn 11.
I do not fear death.
Well, he's got the Opportunist, but the Opportunist costs 1 to play. Does it discounts by 1 or 2? Costs 3 less for Pilfer. So he plays Bandari for 1. It decreases it down to 9. So turn 10. This is it. Game over. Well done, Frequency. So we didn't get to see. Oh. Bandari. Put him over there. There you go. Punch him in the face. And heist him. Bam! Sometimes you just don't see it. So, you know, here's... Well done, Frequency. We now join Toddbringer123, Jack of Trades, one of our Discord Friday.
Soldiers, form up.
Friendly Fight Fridays participants. And you may be a little perplexed because today is Friday, but you are not seeing friendly fights. As I mentioned earlier, perhaps in the last video, I think I mentioned it. That's going to start next week. So, not that many of you may not care, and it's fine, but for those of you who are interested in maybe playing or just kind of want to know what's going on, what I've come up with, essentially, is that because Mondays and Tuesdays I have no time. I'm booked pretty much from the time I wake up until about midnight on those 2 nights, so I can't do anything video-wise there. Wednesday's kind of my break, catch a breath, catch up on some house cleaning stuff or whatever. Thursday, I will be recording my games for Monday, we're recording Monday's games. Friday, I will be recording Wednesday's games for the following week, and then Saturday and or Sunday will be recording for Friend Friday the fighting thing on there, because I think the weekend is we're gonna have the most opportunity to mix it up with some folks on Discord. And as I said, Discord will be in the link in the description below. It's going to be that link for forevermore, as far as I know. And you can just join up. There's a voice chat. You can hop in. And you don't even have to, if you're not much of a talker, you just kind of want to mix it up, play, and hear what other people have to say, you can just, private message me or whatever, be like, hey, I'd like to jump in the queue, I'd like to play, but I'm not, I'm just not a talker, or what have you. That's totally fine. Socializing is not required, but it is a perk. Even like I said, even if you're just listening to other people. So that's how it's going to go. So, but I will send out in the Discord, I'll send out a notification to everyone, say, hey, because I don't know, because on certain Saturdays I'm recording with Vincenzo, we're doing the Divinity playthrough, and on Sundays right now I'm usually spending a couple hours with Silver G Suit and playing Borderlands or some other more action-oriented game. And so it's a little bit up in the air weekend to weekend when I'm going to have my free time. Ooh, Journey to Sovngarde. Don't see that very often. Todd with a bit of a lead here, but boy, with that Praetorian commander having come down and the journey, he is going to be hard put with his Crusaders. Arrakis, we may drop in on Arrakis and see some of his, because he's planning on playing Unite next. Actually went from rank 3 to rank 2 with it. So had some pretty good results from it. And like I said, it's a really popular deck, and because it's another way to win. It's another way for our valiant legendary remnant to find more value in the game, to keep it fresh, or fresh enough for themselves when in general and for all intents and purposes it has stagnated. Quite literally, not because of the player base, but because of the nature of a game being essentially discontinued. But anyway, to finish my earlier thought, so I'll send that out and say, hey, in 4 hours, I'll try to give as much notice as possible. Be like, hey, at this time or in this many hours from now, I'll be jumping into Discord to do some Friendly Fight Fridays recording. So if you want to play, hop in. So if you're a part of the Discord, you'll get that notification, and you can hop in. Obviously, if we get a lot of people turning out right now, I think there's pretty much 3 fellas. There's Todd, there's Vincenzo, and Tusk. Those were the 3 that were in there before, and they kind of say they're mixing up pretty often. So, if anybody else wants to jump in, but I mean, it's great. But if we end up with like 9, 10, 15 people, that's fantastic. And heck, we could probably maybe even start working out some informal tournaments through that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Wow. Vorin burning through cards left and right. That as anybody who saw my play against, well, pretty much all 3 of those guys, except for I think Vincenzo. We had Todd and Tusk, both making lots of use of that blasted Chancer. Now they didn't bastardize him the way he's being bastardized here. It was usually just a 4 health game, but I'm afraid Todd, I mean, granted, if you look now, Todd, 518, he is mixing it up in the legendary ranks. I'm not sure if he got through with this, but that Mulamir, boy, he is so understated. I mean, everything now we know just because of, I mean, the Journey to Sovngarde plus Conscription, that is I wouldn't say as old as the game, but that is a very old combo. It's kind of nice to see it in general. Not great to see it against one of your friends. But Vorin Lorcan able to hold Todd off long enough. See, and it sucks too because Todd has the combo. He's got the Berserker and Mullimir for an OTK, but not when he's up against creatures that have been buffed by Journey. Like, that's just... It's very unfortunate, because otherwise he could have cleaned up on that conscription.
You won't foil my plan.
All the stuff was in place. Well, now wait, Mullimir and Gavel?
You fight like
Well, he won't get to do it. Doggone it. I wanted to see Mullimir, Gavel. Nah, he doesn't have it, Magicka.
This episode sponsored by Myla, a high elf in mage colors, brought to you by the Mind of Vincenzo. So this is a 6-cost, high elf, unique legendary, 4 attack, 2 health. Upon summon, puts a firebolt, lightning bolt, or ice spike into your hand. As is his tendency, I do believe Vincenzo perhaps has overcosted this card a little bit, which is a good problem to have. I think it's much easier as a creator of a card to hear people say, hey, it could probably cost a little bit less, or the stats could be a little bit better. Like, that's an easy change to make versus somebody going, hey, that's way too OP. And you're like, but I want Myla to be awesome. And it's like, but she's too awesome. I don't think she's too awesome. I think the fact that it is not, as far as I can tell, it doesn't say choose a lightning bolt, firebolt, or ice spike, which means you've got the RNG there. So you might get, out of those 3, I mean, and it's situational. I was going to finish my thought. If out of those 3, maybe what you need is to be able to remove a creature from the board. So you want that firebolt, and it needs to be cheap because if you're playing Myla at 6, you may be only able to afford a firebolt. I mean, that's pretty expensive. If you want to play her, and if you pull the lightning bolt, that's great. But you need 10 to play it. So it's not that you're getting 4/2 stats and a lightning bolt, or at +4. At best case scenario, if you get that lightning bolt, which I think in most situations the lightning bolt is going to be what you want. That's the most value. Even then, that's 10 cost to put a 4/2 on the board and a lightning bolt. That's far more expensive, considering we've got common cards like Camlorn Hero that's a 4/2 that does 2 damage to the face, and it costs 3. So guaranteed effect, 4/3, 4/2 for the cost of 3 Magicka. I think she costs a little too much, and especially with the RNG. Like I said, if you could choose one of the 3, then I think it has a little more. Then I think it could cost a little bit more, maybe 6. I think maybe even 5 is a little too high. Like I said, in order to put this 4/2 body down and play that lightning bolt, which is the best case scenario, that's still going to cost you 9. So I understand that it puts a card in your hand, so you got a little bit of value there, but the RNG I think really mitigates her efficacy or just how dangerous she is. I think either making her like a 4/4 for 6, that also gives you possibly lightning bolt, because remember, you could low roll and get a lightning, a firebolt, which is a 1 cost, so you're paying 6 to get a 4/2 and a firebolt. That's a really kind of crummy low end. Situationally, it may be great. That may be exactly what you want, but you can't really call upon it. You're not able to select it. Maybe that would be the other thing. So either make her a 4/4, reduce the cost by 1, and for that it's an and/or. I don't know. Y'all can chime in. Would it be overpowered as a 5-cost 4/4, or say 4/3 with that random effect? I don't know, because like I said, the RNG is really what does it. If we were to keep the stats exactly as I think it would have to be, choose Firebolt, Lightning Bolt, or Ice Spike to put into your hand, so that you can play her situationally and get, in theory, what you need. If you need the reach, if you need the card draw, if you need the damage to a creature, if you can afford the Lightning Bolt and that's what you want to pull, then great. But I just think with the RNG, that's a really bad low end. And even at its best, even if you think about it just purely as the statistics, you're getting 4/2, or essentially, best case with a Lightning Bolt, 8 damage for 6. That's a good value, but you're not able to play them both. You're that 4/2. You're not getting 8 damage for 6. You are getting 4 damage. It's weird. Usually you can say that. You go, okay, you're getting this because you get the sword or whatever it is. So it's a 2/3 body, but you've got 3 damage or 4 reach, for the Reclaimer, Sentinel Reclaimer. I don't know. It's a little dicey for me when the cost of the card is so high that you're not really getting, like when you play the Sentinel Reclaimer, for example, it only costs you 3. You get, and it puts a 2/3 on the board, but it gives you, for only 3 Magicka, an extra 4 damage, if I'm not mistaken. The sword is 3, or is it 2? Is the Iron Sword 2? I think it's 2. Okay, so 3 from there. So it's 6. So it's 6 for 6, essentially. It costs 3 to play her, and then if you want to play all her stuff, it costs you another 3, so it's 6 damage for 6. And I guess this is 8 damage for 10. That's what I'm getting at. In order to play what she summons, best case scenario, it's going to cost you 10. Bottom line, don't want to belabor the point. I think it's a great card. I like the art. I will say, just knowing what I know about elves in the Elder Scroll, at least in Skyrim, elves they look a little odd to me. You know, they got especially like the high elves, their eyes are very much like almost, I don't know, what is that, like 33 degrees or something? I mean, they're very, whatever. She does not look like a Skyrim elf. She's got a little more of an anime face. Everything else about the card art, I think, is great as is. I mean, she even bears a resemblance to Irene in terms of the long flowing hair and the little crown and the armor and stuff. I think it's a good looking card as it is right now. It almost completely fit in the Elder Scrolls. I do think she is. Now, I will say though, I think in TESL, high elves don't necessarily have that same look. And maybe I'm thinking of a certain kind. I just remember doing the character creation and being like, oh, high elves, that sounds cool. I was like, ugh, they look kind of weird. And their ears, I believe, are up. This is almost more like the Warcraft Blizzard style, where the ears are pointy, really long, and they go straight out like this. Of course, they also do the eyebrows that do the weird stuff. So anyway, don't want to get too lost in the weeds about the art. I think it's a cool card. The more unique legendaries, the better. I like the personal touch when when you actually have names. It's really cool. I think it's a good effect. I think it fits those colors perfectly. That is, you definitely want to be playing mage. And here's another cool thing: for expertise. So in mage in general, I think this fits in, but for this would be a great expertise card because it's going to generate an action of some kind that you're going to be able to play, so you get the value of the body. But I think the stats would need to be juggled a little bit. If it continues to be, if it's definitely we're going to do RNG, she needs to either have better stats or it needs to cost less. I'm not sure if 4 would be too cheap, probably. But again, Camelord Hero, common, 4/2 plus an extra 2 damage. That's 6 damage for 3 cost. I think maybe this could come down a little. But anyway, that's blabbered on for that long enough. Thanks so much for taking a gander. Now back to the games.
We rejoin Arrakis, who is now playing Unite Guildsworn. And unfortunately, the minute he decided to make that switch, he ends up against Gabo Scouts. And unfortunately, Giggles is not giggling anymore. Literally, because she giggles when she attacks, but she can't attack because she's got 0 attack, so she's not going to be giggling anymore. The next thing we'll hear is whatever her death audio is, unfortunately. So Arrakis just has to hope he can hold off the Goblin Horde long enough to get these houses united. Gobos do not want you to unite. They're just fearsome little
citizen.
turds. Oreo Gal, good play. One thing, Giggles, she may... Well, no! Will she giggle now? She does not. She just... No, man, that sucks. I thought she might giggle when she gets her It's not exalt. It's not excrement. Why are words so hard? For crying out loud. What is it called? What are we playing? I can do this. I can figure this out. Expertise. I thought maybe when her expertise triggered, she would giggle, but she didn't. True story. That's all I have. Unless Arrakis could give her a weapon, but this is not an expertise deck. This is a Unite deck. So he probably doesn't have a ton of weapons. But he's doing pretty good. If you've got 33 health on turn 4 against Gabos, you're not doing too bad. So Robot Kiev, is it Kiev or Kiev? I think it's Kiev. Robot Kiev, Conqueror of Madness, trying to get away from the goofy Atronach, trying to get to where Arrakis is in the Dashing Thief, the hooded Dashing Thief. And we'll see if he gets closer on this game. I mean, it's not looking great. If this was any other deck that Arrakis was playing, I would say he's really doing good, because Gabos, I mean, they are your low to the ground aggro deck. Like if you can hold them out by turn 7, you should be able to win. The Unite is a bit of an exception because you are trying to not only hold off the Goblin Horde, but you need to find very specific cards, i.e. Unite. And the only good news, I mean, Arrakis actually said, hey, Unite's great against Scout decks and anything that runs, agility and endurance, because obviously when you're running his colors, he needs one of each of those. So he's got to find a Thief card so he can yoink or hopefully both of 2. I mean, if you could get what's it called? The Thornhift's Mage? Bam. I doubt that's in this deck, though. Gabos don't usually try to ramp. But this seems to be a slower Goblin deck. Either Robot is just drawing like absolute crap, or this is I would almost expect to see like the sheer point and what's the dude? The 1/7 guard. Boric ball, something or other. Oh, immolating blast. What a great play. I mean, it's a little overpowered for this little goblin army. It's not like he's facing imminent death. There he goes. Now he gets a green. Now, granted, that's probably a green that's going to die next turn, but with that and the Colovian Trooper, if she were to live, which she won't, but if he just had, if he could get Unite in his hand, or heck, yeah, if he had Unite in his hand, he could have won last turn. More's the pity. So close, but trying to find one. Oh, giggles! No! Green card. No. Oh! Okay, well, never mind. He needed. Well, but Alter and Trooper. Oh, come on, game. Give him Unite. He could do it. He could totally do it. That'd be awesome. I still believe.
Hear my command and rise.
Okay. Right. Okay, now he's got purple, but he's got purple in his hand, so purple wasn't a big deal. Green was kind of a big deal. Green is a big deal, sorry. There was a very, very narrow window for Unite to come down right there. Now he's got to find himself another green. I mean, he's so close with Alter. I mean, for at 2 costs, he can get, like right now, yeah, I don't know. There's just so many things, obviously. You know, Unite is a tricky thing, but Arrakis is in a really good place. And the good news is, because he's already got 4 of the colors that he can play for a measly 2 cost, really, he wants to probably get hit in the face now to get more card draw so that he can find that Unite. Granted, he needs that green, but I'm feeling pretty good about his chances, especially up against Robot Kev. However, Robot seems to be a bit stymied. Looks like might have been one of those instances where, you know, you're playing your game and somebody comes in and is like, oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, wait, what? And you get distracted and totally forget that somebody else is actually waiting for you to play as well. Yep. Arrakis mourning the loss of opportunity as we were. Still not in a bad spot. 25 health. Not really facing a terrible board. Those curses are going to start being an issue. Yeah, the traitor is actually very good. I mean, you have to have a way to kill him. He's not great until you get him off the board, but it looks easy to take out the 4/2 so that the curses generated by the shaman are not. I mean, that's perfect. Oh boy, an arrest. That's great. He can just yoink Murkwater Shaman. Remove the. Actually, yeah, that would give him curse generation, which not that big of a deal in this particular. Well, no, curses are. No, they're actions. You can't. Those don't count. But yeah, he'll be able to take the Shaman next turn. Now, granted, that's going to cost 9, so he wouldn't be able to play. Even if he got Unite, he wouldn't be able to do all of that this one turn. Oh dear. Wow. Things have taken an aggressive turn. Piercing Javelin. Great. Replay. So yeah, I think he's planning on taking Tazcad. What? I don't think I've ever heard that little noise before. All right. Rest. Onslaught could give him the. Well, no, now he's got the green. Now he just needs a stake and Unite. My Tazcad. Mine. Robot just doing the thing. Just very slowly whittling him down. It really is just. Ooh. If Robot plays another card in the shadow lane, field lane, immolating blast. Nope, not going to do it. Okay. Immolating Blast still might be the play here. It's rough. I mean, Battle Mage Onslaught, it gives you what action, item, and creature. So it could give him an action that would get rid of the Corner Club. I think his continued survival is going to depend on that. But it may just be the douche coming down. Because if he plays Battle Mage's Onslaught, he's not going to be able to do anything else. Grave Grasp, perhaps? What is that? Shackle an enemy creature. Oh, just one. Okay, he is going to shackle her to save himself from getting smacked in the face. Unfortunately, Robot is going to get those extra 2 cards by gambling. I'm guessing Arrakis... Well, I shouldn't say I'm guessing. I wonder if Unite in general has javelins and lightning bolts, since they really don't help the board state in terms of getting the multicolored creatures down.
Try something.
Ooh, razzle-ma-dazzle.
This one won't.
Okay, helpful. Card draw is always good. I mean, Unite. It just needs Unite. Oh, I mean, Hive Defender's not bad. Silent Pilgrim, not going to be able to draw Unite. Unite is neutral. Man. And, I mean, he's got Crusader's Assault for the draw, which could help. And luckily, he's not dead in that Shadow Lane.
We must protect our stronghold.
Why you hit me? Why you poke me with your tiny spear? Alright, well, that Hive Defender was definitely a timely... made a timely appearance. I'm sure he's running 3 of them, and it's a tragedy that they did not show up earlier, but...
The Fighters Guild stands ever ready.
That hurts. Razum giving Robot an extra bit of draw. And I mean, yeah. At this point, you really just need your opponents to run out of cards, and Robot refuses to comply.
Have business with House Halalu.
Yeah, you need to stop smoking. Seriously. Just gonna say it now. Like, House Halalu, they got too many smokers. They're all gonna die young, have all these kinds of issues. Already their voices are going to crap. We see you waking and sleep, Mr. Wazowski. We see you waking and sleeping. Oh, goodness gracious. Anybody know? That was a rough one. But Monsters, Inc., great movie. I wanted to say Mr. Anderson for some reason. Mr. Anderson. Well, we knew we had our eye on you. Always watching. Alright, it's not getting any better. It's hurting my voice. I'm gonna give it up now. I mean, Arrakis really just kind of holds on. It's a sad state of affairs because he does have the win. Like, he's got the win. If Unite just shows up, he can swing those banners high. But that's really what it comes down to with Unite. That's the problem, is it? Come on, game. I mean, he may just need to stack up on those Crusaders' Assaults because he could play those and Unite. So just play it for the draw, man. Yep, there he goes. Gonna take out Razmadazm. Draw it. No. 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 Doggone it, game. Really? 3 copies. 3 copies. He does have the Piercing Javelin for the 4-2.
That was fought well.
It's not over, buddy. Come on, man. You don't have... Well, I guess he does technically have lethal on the board. I mean, he's got to hold on to that the Trooper. I mean, that is his out. If he loses that, he's kind of done. He's still alive. Oh, okay. He said, look, I either die... I could die here... I mean, if Robot has Cliff Racers, it's probably a win anyway. Now watch, he's gonna get Unite next draw. That'll be the next card he gets is Unite, and the Trooper's gonna be dead, and he won't have a way to trigger it. But I mean, it's a tough thing. It's like, well, I can't win with Unite without my purple. There's a Cliff Racer, and if he's got another one, that's it. And I told you, this game is wicked. Oh my gosh, this game?
Silent as
This game, man. Oh. So his only hope is Battle Mage Onslaught right now. He can play Alter, Battle Mage, and Unite. He's got to get a low cost. Got to get a low cost purple, man. Just one more turn. But I think had he not played that Trooper, I think he would be dead because I think the Leaf Lurker would have got in. So he played. It was a right play. Robot had
it
it.
has been my
Oh wait, does he have it? And I didn't see it? Does he have purple? I mean, Rift and Pickpocket could... Why did he... Oh! Nicely done, Arrakis. Nicely done. I wasn't even paying attention to what that card could do. Woo! Wow! Magnificent! Coming off a euphoric win from Arrakis with that last possible moment Unite. Yeah, I had no idea. I guess that's why that card is in there. It's not just there to shackle something. It's there because it actually generates those purples. So there were probably so many of you that saw it way before I did and were like, what are you worried about? What are you trying to, what are you, like, duh. So I do apologize. You probably were excited so long before I was. But because I never play that card myself and I don't really play Unite. I played it a few times, but I actually never ran it in that. I never ran that card, so I really didn't know what I was doing. But Dano is doing... Yeah. Yes, clearly I am not the bane of Arrakis' existence. So I feel a little bit better now. I feel vindicated. You might even say that it was all due to me. If I hadn't been watching, you wouldn't have been able to pull that clutch Unite. But, I do what I can. I try to help you all out as much as possible. But yeah, Dano running nifty support, aggro support. I don't know what you call it. Just support Crusader, but it's not. It's done to crank out a big board very quickly. He is up against what you have to believe. I like the Ambusher as a card. She was one of the first epics I remember getting. But you're really only a player if you are a Prophecy deck. That's my understanding. Maybe that's changed. Maybe people are starting to see her value now as just a play from hand card. But especially in Battle Mage, not Archer. Archer, you can make use of pings and stuff a lot better. In Battle Mage, I think he's just up against an aggro deck or a Prophecy deck. Speaking of which, like I said, I try to help you all out. So one of the suggestions was, again, me playing a bit more and those arena games. So I just know that my priority when I get on, I look for people playing versus arena, and then pretty much everything else. Then it's ladder, then casual, and or friendlies. I think they can be good, but I don't want to necessarily come in the middle of them. Sometimes those games can go for a while. But you can all let me know if you would rather see friendlies or casual stuff, people that they know each other and they're trying new decks out. It may be we could get better games that way. For whatever reason I had in my head, people want to see competitive ladder play, but maybe that's not the case. Certainly not the case if you want to see more of my games, because I am like a step above the AI. If you want to test your deck out and to see if it's viable, you play against the AI first. If you win 9 out of 10, you probably got a decent enough build going. Then you play somebody like me, because I'm just a level above the AI in terms of efficacy.
Display.
A fine display, fine display, fine display. Forward camp.
I'll whip them into shape.
And, okay, he's not playing defensive room this turn. I thought he might be. Yeah, I mean, this is 100% a Prophecy. Prophecy Battle Mage. Really leaning heavy into it. I think Dano will get him down to 16 with a quick punch. Oh, yep, and there we go. And next turn, defensive Bruma. Oh wait, does Cygnus, what does she do again? 2/2. No, just summons the soldiers. He would need defensive Bruma. That's the idea of this this build, this support, kind of aggro support is what I think of it as. It's build a wide board and then throw your buffs on it, which is kind of tokens-esque, but as you can see, it does create cards like Cygnus Standard Bearer. What makes this deck more lethal or more dangerous than traditional tokens? Tokens are usually very frail. They could die to Ice Storm. You get you know, Defensive Bruma, you get some of these other ones, these other cards, and those, they get buffed. You know, they're a bunch of 4/4s. I mean, sometimes, a lot of times they're just getting buffed to a 3/3, which they still could die to Ice Storm. Okay, that's weird. That's just weird. I don't know what's going on. This is not... Okay, that's also not a... So this is not a 100%. And I'm interested why he didn't kill off the 5. Well, I guess he's looking for the draw, but...
I am ready to join the circle.
I mean, that's weird. It's prophecy heavy, but not all prophecies, so you have a pretty good chance of not hitting a prophecy. I don't know. Oh, Crassus is a favor, though. That's a good one. If Dano was not in a position to win this turn, but he is. And yeah, Defensive Bruma. No, it doesn't look okay. So looks like he's planning to make the trades. I guess he. I mean, when you're up, I mean, those 3 runes. That's a big deal. Now, granted, even if all 3 of them were fire lightning bolts, he probably wouldn't lose. But right now, he can afford to do it this way and continue to build up his army.
Don't count me out yet.
Ready.
Just, I would just say playing it very, very cautious is where he's at the moment. And Crassius's favor might come out to give him. No, okay. Oof. That is the death knell. Anthony Buck probably going, well, poo-poo. There's the rune break. There's the. Lightning bolt. No prophecy there. I mean, I don't know which is better or which is worse. I typically forget to put prophecies in, so I don't really go too heavy with them in general. But even if I'm going, okay, I want to make sure I've got, I'm going to say 20%, maybe 20-25% prophecy, maybe 20%. That's about as high as I think I get, 15 to 20. Because like, and only then, like, I don't want it encroaching on the cards that I want to play. So it might go down to 10. Usually I may have 4 or 5 prophecies in a 75 card deck. But if you're going to lean to prophecies, to me it just seems like you want to make sure everything is, because you're counting on those rune breaks to swing the game in your favor. If it's kind of a mixed match like this where, and I think we're going to end today with, shoot, Maik. It's either Maik or Maik. I think it's Maik. It's hard because I got the phonetic spelling from Maik, but I think it was M-A-Y-E-E-K, but then I saw somebody else say it was M-A-Y. Wait. Or M-A-H? It really makes a difference. M-A-Y is different than, one is Ma, the other one's May. Don't know if it's Maik. I know the last part is Yeek. So it's either Maik or Maik. I think it's Maik. Maik? Maik sounds right, but I'm not going to say it. And then 3E is actually, I saw it on Discord, it's not. So Maik the Capper. The 3E is referring to, Oblivion, or the game that Maik first makes his appearance. Okay, I'm slowly trying to get the lore down. Trying to get it sorted out. But Maik, man, I hope I'm getting that right. Man. The Seer is Transmog. He's playing Transmog on the ladder. You gotta give it up for that courageous endeavor. And he can ring it out if he wants to. Is it too early? I don't know what he's got there. Maybe he wants to try to do Hannibal first, so he can spit back out another Transmog. He's weighing the options or weighing the risk. Okay, nope, not going to go that route. But it's always good, if you're running a Unite deck. It's always good to see Unite. If you're running a Transmog deck, it's good to see Transmogrify in there.
For the Emperor.
And Praetorian Commander yoinking the guard. And Tiny D punishing. And Maik, did I say Maik? Maik. Dang it. Oh, and it's also a Stealer of Secrets. Wow. Heck of a build, but it looks like he's going to be rushed down before he can he can really play the cool stuff. We'll see if he can pull it out. I mean, he's certainly not dead on board yet. And his opponent, Baconur, the Dragonborn.
I will cleanse the dark stain of necromancy from Tamriel.
So he could play Transmogrify on him. And I think that wouldn't that just spawn another Transmogrify? I don't know, we'll see.
No quarter.
Ooh, Javelin coming in handy a little late. And Maik is counting on Bacon or not having. I mean, but really, Tiny D is like the worst Javelin target ever. And he's not much better. So yeah, if Traven can stay on the board, we will probably see a Transmogrify here. And hoping it's either Alduin or Odahviing.
My claws are sharp and thirsty.
Either one will be good here. Bacon or not. Bring it out. Okay. Transmog that puppy. Never mind. Never mind. Wait, no, he can still do it. I just don't know if that would remove Traven's... Like, does it trigger the Transmogrify first, then he gets destroyed and it puts it back? I don't know. But he's definitely given Traven a bunch of actions to hold on to, which works really well with Stealer of Secrets. Does not work really well against Nahagleaf, as he is action impervious. Oh, Dragon, not gonna be enough. Not gonna be enough. Oof, and gets a prophecy on top of it. So has the pieces, but yeah, these things are always very tricky.
Most unfortunate.
Oh, don't be like that, Turd Muffin. You don't think it's unfortunate. You're happy. Yeah, happen to have the one card that all the actions in the world couldn't handle. Okay, we've got... I didn't want to go out on that loss. Wow, I don't think I've seen this card before. This must be one of those ones that you get this card back. Oh, speaking of which, very excited, and a big thank you to the Elder Scrolls Legends team that's picking the stuff. It took a while, but we finally got back to a card back that I had been wanting to get ever since I saw it. It was one of the first things I saw when I came back after my hiatus, my initial hiatus months and months ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is a great card back. How do I get it? And it's like, oh, you had to be here for one of the events. I'm like, son of a gun. But it's the cool, like the helmet with the glowing, like calligraphy or whatever down the front, runes or whatever. I've wanted that ever since I saw it, and now it's finally available. And the great thing about that is you only have to play one game to get it. You have to have 6 tickets, and you play one round through the gauntlet, versus like when you've got alternate card art and you've got to essentially go through 3 times to get the full set. All you got to do is go through once, get your card back, bam, you're done. Because I'm probably not going to have a lot of time this weekend. This is a Vincenzo Divinity playthrough weekend. So Saturday, most of that day will be spent not messing it up. What do you call it? Mixing it up against our foes in Divinity. So I'm not going to really have a lot of time to play this myself. But I am planning to still play that game probably on Sunday. I'm thinking at this point Sunday afternoon will be the Friday Friendly Fight Friday recording. But I'm hoping that Dano can take us out on a win here. He definitely seems to be up against it against Valiente, the founder. The Valiente running such cards as Parthenax. You never know what you're going to get. Interesting to see it in Sorcerer and not Telvanni, but I'm not complaining. Always happy to see different Sorcerer builds and not Telvanni builds.
Hold the line.
Okay.
Your orders.
Obviously, Dano does have to worry. Probably, I'm guessing Valiente is running Ice Storm. So we may have seen it before we jumped in. We're still pretty early in the game. Well, no, we're late in the game, but comparatively. Unfortunately, everything on the board except for the Wanderer dies to that Ice Storm. He will be able to plug his damage. But with 2 amulets on the board, Valiente still has, I would say, the advantage. But if he does not have an Ice Storm, I'm pretty sure he just perishes next turn, regardless. Doesn't seem like he has it. And he really can't kill Parthenax, so you're not going to get health from him that way. So we may have just witnessed Dano close out another crushing game with his Crusader's Assault. I know Brother Ridge also has his version of this. Okay, well, that is actually not a bad counter. Really not a bad counter. Although Crusader's Assault is going to enable... Okay, alright.
Watch yourself now.
And guard on... I think that might have been his fatal flaw. Because Dano's going to look to punch it in on that field side. So Crusader's Assault takes it down. Oh, no, he's going to be one short. And no more, because he's going to have to... Gosh, it is insane how often you see that pairing where your opponent has guards, essentially you have to kill, so you have to give them life gain. It seems to happen more often than not. So Valiente pulling away a little bit. Dano pushes that final rune, taking that option away. Spreading wide. No way to buff at the moment. And we'll see if Valiente has either the Ice Storm or more guards to play. Okay, that is not it. They're looking for answers at this point, I would imagine. And also gaining a little bit of health from that sacrifice. Dano fortunately has... all his cards are in shadows, so they cannot be used to trigger the amulet. And Valiente may be just going through the final check just to make sure he doesn't have any options that he's missing.
Will not save you.
Nahagleave. That's the second time we've seen it come down in a game-saving... Well, and the last time we saw it was a game-ending situation. He's got 8. Too bad he cannot rapid shot the face. He can rapid shot the 2/2 though, or Parthenax. Maybe he'll get a defensive Bruma, or I mean, he just needs 1 more damage. That's not going to do it.
Ready to move out.
Gets him down to 1, but now Valiente has a lot to trade with, and he's going to be able to heal for 6. No, actually, with that ward, he's really only be able to heal for 2. Yeah, Giggles comes down. She's going to add her. I mean, really, all he needs is at this moment he needs Giggles to hit, and right now, and Valiente cannot kill. Oh, can only kill 1 of his critters, thanks to Parthenax's extra health or his healthy body. And the ward, and also Nahagleave's beefy body. So he'll be able to heal up to 3. And he'll be able to remove all but 2 in that right lane, the shadow lane. So yeah, we're just going around. Dano just looking for a little bit of reach. I'm wondering if he's got Dawnbreaker or a Gavel, another Crusader's Assault. He's going to need just a little bit to punch it home. Valiente, a ton of cards though, and double amulets. That's always just, it's really, really difficult ground to cover. Okay, buddy, calm down. You're about to die. Of course, it had to be another guard. I was like, well, if he doesn't play another guard,
Damn uncovered.
come on, Dano, close this one out, buddy. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. I mean, 2 Ravenous Hungers in the Shadow Lane, not bad. They die to every single kind of removal there is that Sorcerer runs, Fire Bolts, Sorcerer's Negations, but they are his only hope. And he can kill... No! I was thinking if he could have killed her on Nahaglev and killed his guy on... What's his face? Baba guy. And then there would have been no healing whatsoever. But, to be fair... There's a nice spike. Looking for answers. But that ain't fun. Now get in the pit and try to love someone. Ba-wa-da-ba-da bang-da-dang. That's not good. That is not good. What is he tutoring out? What could he be going after? Nahaglev. That might be it. That might be it. No way around it. I mean, if he had done it that way, the way I was saying, Nahaglev would still be alive in that lane and he wouldn't be able to resummon him. But he could have resummoned another guard. Any guard, and it would have been the same dire situation. We might see a concede from Dano, but it's so hard. It is just so hard to concede at this point, knowing you're that close. And he's not out of it. I mean, he can still generate, you know, with those supports, he can still put together a board. It's just... Valiente just keeps getting enough draw to find answers. It's just one of those games, you know, you just kind of, you get the feeling that you're not allowed to win this one, no matter what you do.
You've messed with the wrong man.
The draw is going to go to your opponent. And you're just kind of stuck in the mud. But here's hoping that is not... I mean, come on! Like every card he's had in the past, in those three, has been a draw or... I mean, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It's just, that's the game. That is the game. And yeah, Valiente is going to be looking to just close this one out.
Repel the Outlanders.
Next turn. And he'll be able to. And that's it. GG, Dano. That's a rough one, man. It's a rough one. It looks like he's going to play it. He still has a lane. Let's see. Is he dead on board? He's up at 15, 20... 27, 33. Yeah, he is dead on board. But 5 runes, 5 prophecies. Oh, no, wait. He can skip the last one at least with Parthenax, so 4 prophecies.
We'll see about this.
Garland.
Let me take the rubbish.
So Valiente is going to hold it out for another turn. Okay. And that's probably going to get a concession from Dano. Yeah.
Fighting will not save you.
Valiente probably not going to hit anymore. And no silence in these colors. Mercenary Captain, could have used you about 5 turns ago.
Like a good battle.
Things would have been much different. As you say, I think we trade some all. Nope, he still can't kill Nahaglev. Nahaglev will have 1 health remaining. And between that and Parthenax, I just... GG, Dano, GG. I tell you, he has some of the worst RNG luck that I've seen out of anybody that regularly that we play, that I watch play. I mean, look at that. Now he gets his draw. Yeah. GG, Dano, GG. Oy. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Once again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for those who put your prowess and your formidable skills on display. Just a reminder, again, feedback is always welcome. If you want to see more of one thing or another, or you like seeing certain things over at others, let me know. I'll try to incorporate it. As I said, I am barely better than the AI, so I mean, I'm reluctant to jump in. I will say that I have thought about, probably not this coming season, maybe the one after that, now that I'm back down to rank 12. Maybe I'll have another Schwaaard's journey where it's another kind of rising, trying to go from 12 to legendary. The last time I did it, I had to do... well, actually, the last time, for whatever reason, I started at rank 9. Even though I hadn't played in like 3 or 4 months, I started at rank 9, and I made it to rank 4, for the first time I made my comeback, and then I was able to go from 5 to legendary the next season. So if I were to try to make a break for it, it'd be the first time I went from rank 12 to legendary. The problem with that, though, is I would pretty much have to do nothing but ladder. I would not really be able to do a lot of spectating because I have a finite amount of time that I can be in TESL, and if I'm seriously trying to ladder, I need to be giving all that time to climbing. Otherwise, I'll never make it. I just don't have a good enough win ratio. Never have had good enough for a win ratio to go up 12 levels in a month if I'm playing 1 or 2 hours a week. That's just not going to happen. So I thought about it, but it would kind of hamstring a lot of the other things I like to do, which involves watching you and even mixing it up, like I said, on Fridays, the Friday fight thing. So anyway, just a reminder, I join the Discord if you'd like. There's no pressure. I'm not trying to get you. It's not like, hey, join the club and be cool. It's like if you want to, I'll put an announcement out sometime during the weekend. Hey, in the next 4 hours, anybody wants to jump in, we've got our friendly Fight Friday footage we're going to be doing. But for now, I need to get this puppy edited so that you're able to watch it tomorrow, which for you is today, which is Friday, the end of the week. Huzzah. And that's about it. So until then, until next time, until our paths cross again, keep playing.